Hello, hello, welcome to Kohler Company in Kohler, Wisconsin. Okay then. Let's roll it across here. See if we can find our trailer. 24, 93, 57. Right there it is. Oh, it's tight to that other one too. I'm gonna have to yank it out of there before I dolly up. Because Larry ain't gonna fit in between there. Larry's packing a medium-sized watermelon in his midriff. So we're gonna have to drag this thing out with the dollies cranked down. There we go, we got her pulled out enough. Alright, we should be good. All hooked up, everything checks out good. I just slid my tandems. It's only 36,000 pounds. And usually I just slide them all the way out, but Kohler can't seem to figure out how to load a trailer properly. Every time that I come in here to pick up a Kohler load that's going to California, I bet you 1 out of 2 loads, it's overweight. Because we have to scale it in the first hole, because when it gets off the train there, legally it's got to be in the first hole. So that's why you have to scale it at here. And they just can't seem to figure that out. So it's only 36,000 pounds, should be fine. But what I did is I slid it all the way up and then I just pulled it back like 4 or 5 holes. And the tires actually looked a little bit squatted in the back, so it might still be a little bit heavier in the back than in the drive. We'll find out here because we're going to be going on the scale to get out of here. And he'll give me a scale ticket. Looks like my security guard didn't have to take off. My gate's still open. Sometimes they have to take off out of there for a fight or something. And they close you in here. That kind of sucks. They actually perform security duty at the American Club, which is owned by Herb Kohler, who owns this. And it's off the property here. It's in town. It's a big fancy resort place, real expensive. But if there's an issue over there, they call these guys over. Now we're gonna be coming around a corner here, and if you look, I'll stop for just a split second. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see this or not. I'm gonna try. You're gonna see a bunch of lights in a building. I don't know if it's gonna show up in the camera because of the darkness, but it's right there, straight ahead of me. But where them red dots are, I will fix the red dots. I put tape over them, but it still shows through the tape. That is the pottery. And I'll tell you a story about that. First, let's check out and get out of here. Exciting night?
Not really.
No fights at the American Club tonight?
Not yet. Actually, the club's shut down right now. They're doing a bunch of renovations to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's shut down, I think, for like the next month or two. So it's
Wow. Quiet for you guys.
Yeah, be dead for a while.
No rich guy brawls, huh?
No, unfortunately. Have a good night.
You too. See ya. Oh, it's pretty close. 29,660 on the drives, 30,400 on the tandems, 11,460 on the stairs. Alright, I'm just going to pull up over here, the shoulder of the road, and do my 30-minute break. Alrighty, time to do a load call. Got our official piece of scratch paper. This load's going to Pennsylvania. Loaded date is the 19th. 0032. Seal number. Hey, it has it on there. Usually they don't put it. Whoa. Not even close. I'm just going to change it. They have a seal number on the bills, but it's not even close. And the thing is, all Kohler seals start with a K. They're K something, and they're like 5 digits. This one here is like a 9-digit number. It's not even a Kohler seal. So I think somebody made a faux pas there. So we're just going to fix it. There we go. Alright. PO null. I don't know. That's what they always put for their POs. Preloaded. I brought a trailer in. Blah, blah, blah. All that stuff's fine. JBN equipment, yes. Chassis number 130. 5, a 9, and a 1. Estimated time of buildability. We're gonna say 3:45. It is really the 19th, isn't it? Wow, time is going. Let's see. So 3. Let's just say 4. Whoops, I made mistakes. I set my ETA for 2019. Yikes! I would have been sitting a long time waiting for the next load. Let's see. There we go. Should be fixed. Yep. Send now. Okay. I'm going to do one other thing before I do my storytelling. It's a funny story. Alrighty, we are good to go. Paperwork there, so it's ready to go. Here is a funny story. about Larry. When I was, I want to say 18, maybe 19 years old, I worked for a abatement company. And what that is they travel around and they remove asbestos. Did a lot of schools, clinics, hospitals. A lot of floor tile has asbestos in it, has to be chipped off the floor. A lot of it, heating pipes, they have a insulation wrap around them. That used to be also asbestos. So we would have to go in, build these containment units around the buildings, and then have these big HEPA vacs that would create a negative pressure inside the building, and it would draw it all through these filters, these HEPA filters. And I came here and one time on a job, and we did the pottery building, and they call it, and we did it in the middle of the summer, which was horrific because basically that building is built around a huge furnace. It's where they fire all the tubs and toilets and all that stuff. And just in case you're wondering, you ever go to the bathroom, truck stop, or wherever, and you go in there and you look down at the urinal or whatever, and you see Kohler. This is where they're from. That's the pottery building. That's where they make the stuff. So there it is, guys. Gals, I'm guessing you don't look down. I don't know why you'd be looking down at a urinal. What do you do? Well, maybe if you're like Bruce Jenner or something. I don't know. But who knows? But this is where they make all the toilets and the tubs and all that stuff, and they make some pretty fancy stuff. But anyways, we were in there and they shut the plant down for 2 weeks. But the thing is they couldn't shut the boiler off. So it was like 90s and stuff outside, and it was pretty warm. And we came in there and we basically enclosed that whole building in plastic and sealed it all off. And when we did that, it was probably 120 degrees in there. It was unbelievable hot in there. And I showed up for work one day. We were in there for that 2 weeks. And I showed up for work one day, and after we were going to get off of work, I had plans to go play paintball. In my younger days, I used to do a lot of paintballing. Use these air rifles, and they shoot these little balls of paint. You go out and you split up into teams and then kind of have a fake battle and shoot each other with these paint things, you know. Used to do it a lot when I was younger. Now, I don't think I'd be as fast, and I'd be hiding behind a tree and I'd keep getting shot and go, why are you shooting me? Well, you got this thing sticking out right about in your middle. Yeah, the trees wouldn't hide me anymore. But I was over here working, and you know, we had this whole crew and stuff, and we were all young and just goofing off and stuff. And in my lunchbox, I brought upstairs a paintball pistol. It was a little pistol about this long, and it had enough. It could put 12 paintballs in it, and it shot off these little silver. You ever see those little silver CO2 canisters, and you put in BB guns? Well, one of those would go into it. And you get maybe 25, 30 shots out of it, and then it would lose its pressure, and you have to put a new one in. It was just a pistol I carried on my hip as a backup. If my gun jammed, my rifle jammed, then I'd pull this thing out and stay alive. But I took this up there, and lunchtime came, and we went out, and a couple of the guys decided to go sit out their cars. So I pulled that pistol out, and the foreman, he was sitting right there, and I said, I'm going to shoot him. So we were laughing about it. So I opened up the window, and I was sitting there, and I was holding the gun out the window. And these guys were walking across the lot, and we were parked right next to the fountain, right next to the pottery building there. And they were walking across here, and all of a sudden I just, pew, 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 I started shooting at them. And I hit one of them, and they were like, whoa, you know, paint splattering on them, and they knew what was going on, and they went running for their cars and hid behind their cars and stuff. And we were all laughing, and everything was all, you know, fine. And, you know, and we went to, and I think one of the guys was supposed to go paintballing with me. He was like, oh, I'm going to get you. And I'm like, okay. Well, we finished up our lunch, went back in there, and all of a sudden, a little while later, I get somebody's yelling for me, and I go over by the exit, and I'm like, yeah. And he goes, you need to come out now. And I'm like, okay. I came out through the containment. Here is Kohler Security and the Kohler Police. And they're ready to arrest me. And basically they said somebody that was walking around and they were working or whatever said I was hanging out a window with a gun shooting at people. Well, it was an air pistol. It was an air pistol or whatever. It's not classified as a gun. And I was like, no, guys, come on here. And I said, it's right here. And I said, I'll show it to you. And the guys were, I mean, the cops were like, hands on their hips, ready to draw on me and stuff. And I'm like, I tell you what, I'll open the button and you guys can look in. And I flipped open my lunchbox and they looked in there and they're like, what kind of gun is that? And I said, go ahead, pull it out. I don't want to touch it. You know, you guys are going to shoot me. So one of the cops pulled it out. He looked at it for a second. He goes, oh, this is a paintball gun. And I'm like, yeah, I tried telling you that. It's an air gun. Oh, okay. And the cops are like, okay, yeah, you know, whatever. And the cops left. Well, then the security's like, you have to leave because you're not allowed to have a weapon. And I'm like, this isn't a weapon. It's an air pistol. And my foreman just looked at me and he's like, let's not argue about it. He goes, just take off. He goes, leave it at home, show up tomorrow. And so I had the rest of the day off because of that. So that was a funny story. It was a funny thing. I actually, one of the security guards, like, I don't know, I was in here trucking maybe 5 years ago or something like that. He was actually still working here. That was one of the security guards that was there that escorted me out. And I told him, I said, yeah, and I got escorted out the property. And I kind of just spelled it over real short with him. And he goes, I was one of them that did that. He goes, I remember you. And he goes, yeah, we laughed about that afterwards. So there you go. Story time with Larry. Well, I got a few minutes left. Got my loaded call. I'm going to shoot a message off to him that I need a load when I get down there. There we go. That's sent off to them so they know that I kind of need a load to get me coming back up here and might be able to get home. I don't know about it though. But I'm sitting here doing my break here. And yeah, thanks DOT and federal government for implementing these new logbook rules where it's mandatory we have to take a half-an-hour break. You know, they want to make sure the drivers are rested and, you know, just ready to go. So they require you to take an 8-hour break within your first 8 hours. And as you can see, this is what I do. I don't stop at truck stops and eat or nothing like that. I eat everything. I carry all my own food with me. It's cheaper that way. And the food that's in the truck stops, it's either kind of fast food stuff or it's, you know, some greasy stuff. I just can't do it. I'm actually trying to lose a little bit of weight here. So I don't go in any places like that. So the only time I really stop, maybe on my half-hour break, is if I stop maybe to grab a shower or something like that. But I did that just before when I took off today, so good to go with that. So yay, U.S. government, DOT, mandatory half-an-hour break. Here I sit, staring out the windows. Boy, I feel refreshed. Instead of being like half an hour further down the road, I'm refreshing myself. Yep. Well, what are you going to do? Alright, well, we're going to be running right back down to Norfolk Southern on 47th Street, dropping this one, and then they'll let me know what I'm doing next. And maybe make it home tonight. See you later.